Picture this. Yesterday, you were in heaven. Same spot, same lake, same rod. The fish were biting like they hadn't eaten in a week. You came home a hero. So today you wake up at 4 a.m., drive back to the exact same place, throw the exact same bait into the exact same water, and nothing. Dead silence. Not a single nibble. It feels personal, doesn't it? Like the fish got together overnight and decided to ghost you. Well, here's the truth. The fish didn't disappear. They didn't leave. They're still right there under your feet. What changed isn't the location. It's everything you can't see. And today, I'm going to show you exactly what that invisible world is doing. In plain language, no science degree required. By the end of this video, you'll understand the 3 biggest hidden forces that turn a hot spot ice cold overnight. Barometric pressure, the thermocline, and the daily activity cycles of fish. I'll break each one down in simple terms, give you real life hacks you can use tomorrow, point out the rookie mistakes that quietly ruin your day, and share some hard lessons from my own time on the water. Stick around, because the moment you start reading these invisible signals, fishing stops feeling like gambling and starts feeling like a skill. Let's get into it. Here's the first thing every angler needs to accept. Fish live in a world ruled by forces we don't feel. We walk around in our stable little air bubble, barely noticing the weather. But fish? They're suspended in water that's constantly shifting in temperature, oxygen, light, and pressure. A change so small you'd never notice it can flip a fish from hungry and aggressive to shut down and sulking. So when the bite dies, don't blame your bait first. Don't blame your spot. Start asking the real question: what changed in their world since yesterday? Let's start with the big one. Barometric pressure. Sounds intimidating, but it's simple. Barometric pressure is just the weight of the air pushing down on everything, including the surface of the water. When a high-pressure system rolls in, the air is literally pressing down harder. When low pressure moves in, that weight lifts. Now here's why fish care. Many fish have an organ called a swim bladder, a little air sac that controls their buoyancy. When the pressure outside changes, that bladder expands or contracts, and the fish actually feels it in their body. It's like the discomfort you feel in your ears when a plane takes off. So here's what actually happens. When a storm is coming and pressure starts to drop, fish often feel that swim bladder expand. It makes them uncomfortable and a little disoriented, but it also frequently triggers a feeding frenzy right before the front hits. That's the famous fishing before the storm magic. Then the storm passes, and high pressure slams in behind it. That sudden squeeze makes fish sluggish, they hug the bottom, their appetite crashes, and they basically refuse to move for your bait. That high-pressure bluebird sky day after a storm? Gorgeous for you. Miserable for fishing. Here's your first real life hack. Don't just check the weather. Check the barometric trend. Any free weather app shows you the pressure reading and whether it's rising or falling. Memorize this: a falling or stable low pressure usually means active, feeding fish, go fish hard. A rising pressure right after a front means slow it way down. The single most useful trick? Plan your trips for the 24 hours before a cold front arrives. That pre-front window is some of the best fishing you'll ever experience. Most anglers check if it'll rain. Smart anglers check which way the needle is moving. Now the mistakes. Mistake number 1. Giving up on a high-pressure day. The fish are still there. You just have to fish slower, deeper, and put the bait right on their nose, because they won't chase. Mistake number 2. Using the same fast, aggressive presentation you used yesterday. If yesterday was a falling pressure feeding frenzy and today is a high pressure lockdown, your tactics have to completely flip. And mistake number 3. Ignoring the trend entirely and blaming your gear. I've watched anglers change lures 15 times on a high-pressure day when the problem was never the lure. Let me tell you how I learned this the hard way. Years ago I found this incredible bank where I caught fish after fish one evening. A storm rolled through that night. Next morning, bluebird sky, not a cloud, gorgeous day. and I was so confident. I fished that same bank for 4 hours. Nothing. I was furious, convinced the fish had moved. Months later I finally understood. That beautiful high-pressure morning was the worst possible time. The fish were sitting on the bottom in a funk. If I just slowed down and fished deep and tiny, I'd have caught them. That one humbling day taught me more than any book. Now let's go underwater for force number 2. The Thermocline. This one is a total game changer, and most casual anglers have never even heard of it. Here's the idea. In warmer months, a lake isn't one big uniform tub of water. It actually separates into layers, like an unstirred latte. Warm water on top, cold water on the bottom, and in between, a thin zone where the temperature drops fast. That middle dividing line is called the thermocline. And understanding where it sits can be the difference between fishing where the fish are and fishing in a dead zone. Here's why that middle layer matters so much. The warm top layer has plenty of oxygen but can get uncomfortably hot. The cold bottom layer is nice and cool, but in many lakes it has almost no oxygen because it's cut off from the surface and from plants. So the fish get squeezed. Too hot up top, can't breathe down low. Where do they go? They stack up right along that thermocline, the perfect compromise of comfortable temperature and enough oxygen to breathe. If you're dropping your bait way down to the bottom thinking that's where the big ones hide, you might be fishing in a suffocating dead zone the fish are avoiding entirely. So how do you actually find this invisible line? The easiest modern way is a fish finder or sonar. The thermocline often shows up as a faint fuzzy horizontal band on the screen, and you'll usually see fish hanging right around it. No electronics? No problem. Old school trick. Lower a thermometer on a line and check the temperature every few feet. The depth where the temperature suddenly drops a few degrees fast. That's your thermocline. Another free clue. Pay attention to the depth where you catch your fish over time. The fish themselves will tell you where the comfortable layer is. Here's your money life hack. Once you find that thermocline depth, fish just above it. Set your bait, your lure, or your float to sit right at the top edge of that layer where the fish are stacked, and you'll often go from 0 to hero in minutes. And here's the part that explains your dead spot mystery. Thermoclines can shift depth from day to day with weather, wind, and temperature swings. So yesterday the fish were comfortable at 15 feet, and today that comfort zone moved to 20. Same spot, but you were fishing 5 feet off, in the wrong layer. That tiny shift is often the entire reason the bite vanished. The big mistakes here. Mistake 1. Assuming deeper always means better. In summer, the deepest water can be the deadest water. Mistake 2. Ignoring the thermocline in lakes but applying it to rivers. Fast-moving rivers stay mixed and oxygenated, so they usually don't stratify like this at all. Mistake 3. Finding the thermocline once and assuming it never moves. It breathes and shifts. And mistake 4, the classic, drowning your worm on the bottom all day in summer, totally convinced the fish just aren't biting, when really they're suspended 20 feet above your bait. Alright, force number 3, and this is the one that explains the timing of your mystery. Fish activity cycles. Fish don't eat constantly. They feed in windows. Just like you have breakfast, lunch, and dinner instead of grazing all day, fish have peak feeding periods driven by light, temperature, and instinct. The reason yesterday's spot is dead today might have nothing to do with location at all. You simply showed up during their nap time instead of their dinner time. Same bank, same fish, completely different mood depending on the clock. The golden rule almost every experienced angler swears by: the low light hours. Dawn and dusk are prime time. Here's why. In dim light, predator fish have a huge advantage. They can see their prey, but the bait fish can't see them as well. So predators get bold and aggressive, moving into shallow water to hunt. The blazing midday sun does the opposite. It pushes fish deeper, into shade, into cover, and makes them cautious and lazy. So if you crushed it last night at sunset and then showed up at high noon today expecting the same magic, the spot isn't dead. You just traded the dinner rush for the afternoon siesta. But time of day isn't the only trigger. Wind matters more than people think. A light, fishing breeze pushes food and oxygen toward one bank and stirs up the water, often firing up the bite on the windy shore while the calm side stays dead. Cloud cover matters too. Overcast days can spread that low light advantage across the whole day, so fish stay active far longer than on bright days. And don't underestimate seasonal cycles. Spawning, summer heat, fall feeding frenzies before winter. The fish that were aggressive yesterday might just be in a totally different mood phase today. Here's the practical life hack. Keep a simple fishing log. Sounds boring, but it's pure gold. Every trip, jot down the date, time, weather, pressure trend, wind, and what you caught and when. After just a handful of trips, patterns jump out at you. You'll start to see your lakes have their own rhythm. Maybe the bite always fires at 7:40 a.m., or always dies when the wind drops flat. The fish are running on a schedule, and that little notebook hands you the timetable. This one habit will outperform any fancy new lure you could buy. Now here's where it clicks. These three forces don't act alone, they stack. The best day of your life happens when they line up. Falling pressure before a front, a stable thermocline holding fish at a findable depth, and you arriving right at the dawn feeding window. The worst day? High pressure after a storm, a thermocline that shifted overnight, and you showing up at high noon. Same spot, both days. Nothing changed on the surface, but underneath, the entire equation flipped. Once you start reading all three together, you stop being a victim of the dead spot, and start predicting it before you even leave the house. So what do you actually do when you arrive and the spot feels dead? Don't pack up. Adapt. High pressure? Slow down, fish smaller, fish deeper, put it right on their nose. Midday sun? Hunt the shade, the deep edges, the structure. Suspecting a shifted thermocline? Change your depth every few casts until you find the layer. The anglers who consistently catch fish aren't luckier, they're just constantly asking, what changed? And adjusting, instead of stubbornly repeating yesterday's plan and blaming the fish. Flexibility is the real secret weapon. So the next time you return to your magic spot and it's gone stone cold, take a breath and remember, the fish didn't betray you. They're right there, reacting to a world of pressure, layers, and timing you couldn't see, until now. Read those signals, stay flexible, keep that log, and you'll turn frustrating dead days into solvable puzzles. That's what separates someone who goes fishing from someone who catches fish. If this helped the pieces click into place, hit that like button, subscribe for more no-nonsense angling science, and drop a comment telling me about your most mysterious dead spot day. Tight lines, everyone. I'll see you on the water.